Prime Minister Jeremy Diamond, CNN. I spoke to Aviva Siegel tonight, a former hostage whose husband is still being held in Gaza. She told me that she believes that you are sentencing her husband, Keith, to die by prioritizing the Philadelphia corridor over a deal. And she has this question for you. Is Keith going to come home alive or dead?
I'll do everything to make sure that Keith and all the other hostages come back. I'm telling you that if we relieve the pressure, if we get out of the Philadelphia corridor, we're not going to get the hostages back. Certainly we're going to condemn a lot of them to stay there. We could get a few out. They'll give us that. But they'll leave a lot with them. We won't have the pressure point. And something else will happen. We will not be able to come back. So we won't release all the hostages. And we won't achieve the defenses that we must have to prevent more October 7th again and again and again. That is my responsibility. I can understand the torment of families. They don't, none of them believe that we'll get the hostages in the first batch either. None of them, few of them, quite a few of them didn't believe it. And they came and they said, you have to get them out, you have to get them out. You're not going to give them out, you have to make this concession or that concession. I didn't make those concessions, and we got them out. So it's very hard, I don't stand in judgment of these tormented souls because they're undergoing an agony that is hard to fathom, and I understand that. But the responsibility of leaders is not merely to share the sentiment, the emotion, but also to exercise judgment, the correct judgment, to make sure that these horrors do not happen again. I believe that our strategy is the best way to achieve both goals, both freeing the hostages and ensuring that Gaza never poses a threat to Israel again.
Thank you. Bloomberg.
Again, a brilliant answer. Like, I acknowledge the pain. He has to sort of say, listen, the emotions, there's going to be emotions. People's family members are kidnapped. But as a leader, am I going to prioritize 100 hostages, or am I going to prioritize millions and millions of Jews who live under our, in our country, all of our citizens, right? You have to sort of put aside the emotions of the few in order to serve the many. And the idea that Israel should sacrifice its war in order for these family, members to come home is just going to result in more and more bloodshed down the line. Just like the Gilad Shalit deal, where they released 1,000 terrorists for one Gilad Shalit, and a bunch of those people became Hamas terrorist leaders. So giving in, appeasing the terrorists always bites you in the back of the head. It never works. And Netanyahu knows that more than anyone.